Contestants. This week on the Spotlight, Robin Ventura. Oh boy, I don't know how much time he's got left. Dave Wanstead, remember when he coached the Bears? He was entertaining. He was, in his own weird way. We'll flash back. The Blackhawks at the old stadium. Wow. And a little snippet of a White Sox pitcher who was pretty solid for a while. Oh, that's his name. This week. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago's sports teams are making news, it's the 27th year of the Lansing Floral Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to the Cove for Benkowski Trivia, Wednesday, September 9th at 8 p.m. Great people, great game. Easy to reach, 1750 East 55th Street. A very fun time. I'm telling you, you got to see these folks. If you live southwest, the one you want to try is the Dirty Sock. I'll be there alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. Great food and great drinking people. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. Calabria Imports has Italian foods and a great deli. You mention this TV ad, and you get a free Joe tea with a sandwich order. Conveniently located at 1905 West 103rd Street, Calabria Imports has great stuff. Check it out. I do all the time. Since 1967, El Jardín has been serving the finest Mexican food. Before, after, or during ball games, located conveniently just 3 blocks south of Wrigley Field, 3335 North Clark. Whether there's a game or not, you still get hungry, and El Jardín has great service, great food, and great drinks. I've enjoyed every meal I've had there, and you will too. So get to El Jardín for great Mexican food at 3335 North Clark Street in Chicago. You'll be glad you did. Family Dentist. Lawrence Ferlin, DDS, 109th and Kedzie. Crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. Call 773-233-7044. They're doing a great job for me. They'll do a great job for you. Call Family Dentist, Lawrence Ferlin. We're back on the Spotlight, and as we hit the air, it's September coming, and it's the stretch drive. Some teams are in legit contention. Other teams are on the fringe, and the White Sox are trying to get off the fringe and into real live contention, and it's been a battle. With less than 40 games to play, a lot of teams need to be leapfrogged. And so I consider it a high-intensity time to try to get back into the race for real. And we talked to Robin Ventura about that thing, some of the specific elements of the team, and what they might do differently here to try to get some energy going and consistency. And these are some of those answers.
Yeah, I just wanted to show everybody one day, and then that's it.
Clean it up. You can actually clean it up.
Yeah, that was 2 days of growth.
Is that? Yeah, super. How fine is that line between maybe being too aggressive and the right amount of aggressive on the base paths?
I mean, if you make it, it always looks good being aggressive. So, you know, we had one with Alexi is aggressive and goes in there, and even with Avi, I mean, he made it in there and then came off the bag. So, you know, I think there's a good amount of being aggressive, and there's also the amount of when you're out. It always, you know, nobody ever likes it when you're out. You know, it always seems that when you're thrown out, people think it's being too aggressive and you don't make it. But we like being aggressive. I think they made some good choices to be able to go. You have to be able to stay on the bag.
I mean, at times when the offense was going the way it was the early months, being aggressive helped generate some of those.
Yeah, and I think even Avi, looking at him, he runs a lot faster than it looks, and I think even for his size. So he's been able to do that and actually get a couple extra bases just because of that.
Is there a fine line between the...
There's always a fine line, Bruce.
Well, I need your opinion.
There's always a fine line.
I need a longer opinion.
Okay.
Fine line between aggressiveness and being a little bit gun shy sometimes when things haven't worked out. How do you coach that?
Well, I think part of it is you have to kind of stay true to that. I think again we're aggressive when we even at third base with Joe. We're aggressive that way. Our guys know that. You don't want to just sit there and give away outs, but you definitely want to be aggressive. You want to make them have to play it all the way out. You don't want to be gun shy about it. I think just because he comes off the bag on that one, I don't want him to shy off and being aggressive, even going first to third. I think we've been doing a better job of that, and you don't want to take that away from them because they just get thrown out the one time.
What's your take on Eaton? When he goes into first base, he kind of loads up on that last step, almost like as if to skip a step to get there quicker. But then he looks like he stops right after the bag.
And then starts limping?
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
would you like him to run through, or do you see what he's doing by loading up on that last step?
That's the way he runs. I mean, we've definitely brought that to his attention of being able to get it to where you're not lunging and put yourself in any kind of danger as far as getting hurt. But that's the way he gets down there, and he's always done it that way, and to get there as fast as he can. That's the way he does it.
Think it cost him a step?
Do I think it cost him a step by lunging? I think he actually gets there quicker. There's some people you would have to take a stutter step to be able to do it, but it looks a little bit different when he does it.
Would you be willing to say, give me a month the other way and let's see what happens?
Give you a month the other way of like
running
stutter
through?
step?
No, running.
Well, you want them to hit the bag. I think part of it is you get these guys that if they're in between, you don't want them taking a stutter step and trying to do it that way because you're either going to slow down or you have a better chance of turning your ankle on that one.
Putnam sounds like he's in a pretty good way.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got the full report. I just know we got a thumbs up of him feeling much better than he did the other day in Seattle. So, the last couple of days he's been unavailable to us, and now it looks like he's going to be able to get back in there.
Is that fear he might go on the DL there?
No, I mean, it's always a possibility. I mean, he didn't feel it was that way. Herm didn't feel it was that way. But anytime you're having a guy take some time off, that's always a questionable thing of whether he's going to make it back or not.
When you played, were you ever on a team that was this far out at this time and rallied to make the playoffs? And if so, which one?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I know it's possible. I mean, it doesn't have to be just because I was on a team, but until we're officially eliminated, we're going to keep playing hard and believe we can make it.
I was just looking for perspective of the feeling of making the late push and maybe against all odds kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's been examples of it, teams being able to make comebacks, and I think that's what you really go by. Unless it's 100% proven that a team can never make it back from this down, you continue to play hard and be optimistic and come in here, and you want guys that are believing in it, and they still come in here with that belief that they're going to win when they play.
Because the margin for error seems less now, how does it affect the way you manage?
It does. I mean, we're still trying to win games. Every game we go out, we're trying to win. I mean, the only thing that becomes different if a guy's available, if a guy has something that's bothering him physically, that you can't use him. But it doesn't change. It doesn't change of being able to use a guy and not use a guy.
I guess maybe I meant more of the in-game stuff, like when you pull a pitcher and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't sit there and we're trying to win every game right now, so I don't think that's even with Jeff yesterday, it's 3-1. Next thing you know, it's 5-1, and Castillo's the guy that got him. Even if we would have brought those guys in, we were a little short in the bullpen. We're going to trust that Jeff's going to be able to do that, but we're trying to win every game.
With Trace, he's in there today. Obviously,
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furland, EDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. Nuevo Leon, for the best Mexican cuisine since 1962. Serving every day from 7 a.m. to midnight. Conveniently located 1515 West 18th Street, just a block east of Ashland in Chicago. Of course, they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a wide range of menu items. Everything from steak, seafood, to breakfast, to chicken, pork, dine-in, carry-out, tacos, enchiladas, everything you can imagine, and great quality at Nuevo Leon, 1515 West 18th.
Welcome to another edition of the Benkowski Sports Spotlight. Of course, we're at the place, the most victories in professional sports this winter, the Chicago Stadium. In fact, we may end up with over 110 wins here before it's all over, but the fact is, it's hot now. Who do we start with, the Blackhawks or the Bulls? This week, it's going to be the Blackhawks. The sound of the name New Jersey Devils doesn't exactly scare you, but when a team's battling for a playoff spot, they can be mean. Adam Creighton dumped there. Then a penalty was called, and not long after, Mike Hudson emerges from this logjam in front of the net and puts the Blackhawks ahead, 1-0. The Devils, though, challenged later, and fortunately there was good protection from the Hawks' point of view for Eddie the Eagle Belfour as Chris Chelios battles in front. The score after one remained 1-0. In the second, Steve Larmer finds Jeremy Roenick in front. Good enough? No. Great save by Sean Burke. It was 1-0 after two. But Adam Creighton, watch him take the puck all the way around, wrap it in, 2-0 Blackhawks. Things look in control, but they weren't. Even though these fans were elated at the turn of events, New Jersey would score a couple of quick ones to force overtime. Unfortunately, again for the Hawks, Ed Belfour was up to the task. So the Blackhawks disappointingly finished with a 2-2 tie in a game they certainly should have won. Hard to imagine that they wouldn't be motivated enough to help their clinching of their own division in the wake of St. Louis' recent success. New Jersey, of course, battling for their playoff position, came on strong with a pair of goals in the third.
We held on with no goals going in the third period, so I think we should be happy. We had a 2-0 lead, and can't ask for more than that. We just didn't keep going at them, and they're a tough team. They're playing for playoffs, and they came back at us strong in the third period.
When you look at grinding games like this, I mean, really, that's your club's style. This is the kind of game, and particularly when you look at your record going in the third period with a lead, this is a very strange game in that respect.
It's just mental errors. You know, we had the guys there. We weren't thinking. It's not like we were getting beat. We were there, and we weren't playing a smart game.
Oh, we didn't play with enough emotion, I guess, enough passion out there. It's tough playing against teams outside of your division, especially after big games we had the last 4 games. I think it was a big letdown for us, but it was our own fault. We should have, we blew a point. It might come back to haunt us.
Well, on the plus side, early in the game, you were in the right place at the right time, and care to recap that scoring opportunity?
It was Bob McGillis. Nice shot from the point. It was pretty easy to tip. Just when I didn't think I scored it, actually. I thought Paul Gillis scored it because I thought he tipped it after me, but I guess not. But I haven't scored since January, so to say I was due is an understatement.
Steve, even though you were having some good opportunities on the power play yourself, overall there seemed to be that problem where everybody was trying to make the perfect pass, and maybe you didn't just crank it up from the point the way you have it done successfully when your power plays work.
Yeah, I think it's necessary when we can't control the puck too well to get a pass and a shot right away, and that's what I tried to do in the first period there, and it was effective, but we didn't seem to get too many rebounds off those shots. But I think that's when we're struggling a little bit on the power play. I think that's what you have to do.
Then Sunday afternoon, the Blackhawks play their arch enemies, the North Stars. Saves like these by Brian Hayward in the first period kept it scoreless after one. These teams really don't like each other. Early in the second, Brian Bellows, watch him with the tip. Minnesota actually led this game 1-0, but then the floodgates opened because midway in the second, Mike Hudson, watch this little change of pace, goes in. 1-1, the game is tied. Then just 2 minutes later, Wayne Presley will bust in, making it look easy. 2-1 Blackhawks. Just a minute 20 later, Mike Hudson comes through again. You can let it go now, Jim. He scores so quickly, 3-1 Blackhawks. And then just 26 seconds after that, Michel Goulet with assists from Jeremy Roenick and Steve Larmer, who notched his 100th point of the year. 4-1 Blackhawks. Still in the second period, Troy Murray makes it 5-1. Minnesota added 3 in the third to make it interesting, but 5-4, the Blackhawks a winner at the Chicago Stadium.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Ulsa, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget the Illinois Lottery too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. You know you should get to the Dirty Sock on alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. when I do my trivia game. They have great food, great drink, great people at 93rd and Roberts Road. It's a fun place. I've been going there for years. So start coming out on Thursday nights at least. I'll see you at 8 o'clock. We'll have fun. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, Parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's. Back on the spotlight, and Cheryl Ray, the Saint, waited out the wise words of Dave Wannstedt. Here he talks about getting an offensive coordinator. You going to do it right away?
I'm just going to wait till all the shuffling kind of slows down a little bit here in the NFL, and then hopefully by Senior Bowl time, which is 3 weeks from now, we should have a pretty good feel, and that would give me an opportunity down there. Everybody's down there to talk to a few guys if I have to and make a decision. But it could happen sooner, too. I mean, if the right guy becomes available, and we're getting phone calls. I just really have tried not to take time to think about that until the season was over.
You haven't mentioned candidates, anything?
No, I mean, there's like I said, I'm not ruling out a college guy. The only thing that I would say about it is that it will be somebody that has experience with quarterbacks, and we're going to keep our running game the same. We're not going to change terminology and everything, so it would be a matter of a guy coming in and bringing some passing ideas that could adapt and fit in with what the foundation is here.
What expectations do you have for Rashaan Salaam, and what do you want him to accomplish during his offseason to improve the situation for next year?
Well, he was in this morning. We talked for a while, and he is really eager to go and eager to be the type of player that that he has to be. I mean, if we're going to obtain the goals that we expect here, you know, he's going to have to be a major contributor, and he knows that, and he's willing to do whatever to do that. So, you know, with him and Raymond, you know, that Tony Carter does a great job at the fullback position of blocking, and he'll catch the ball out of the backfield. I mean, Tony's a good player, real good player, and will continue to be a good player for us. But it's going to be my job to make sure that that Raymond and Rashawn are used very effectively, and that we maximize both of their talents. The biggest surprise, maybe, probably Bobby Ingram. You know, I think that Bobby Ingram did as much to help a team win as what you could ask a rookie to do, and the guy really stayed healthy and battled through the mental length of the season. Biggest disappointment is probably, I would say, production in our passing game. You know, from being 4th or 5th in the NFL last year and setting 11 records to this year being 27th in the league and last in the league in third downs, and one of the worst scoring teams in the league. I think we were 26th in the league in scoring points. That would be the biggest disappointment, and it's not one guy. I mean, it's not one guy.
Finally, Wani talks about the tight end position and free agents, too.
Yeah, you know, I'm encouraged about, we're trying to get Keith Jennings back. I'm optimistic about Keith. I think he offers something to our team that we need. I was really encouraged by the performance of Bobby Neely. I really think that Bobby's got ability to be a all-around tight end, blocker, receiver type guy. And then from there, we have to figure out what we're going to go. You know, I mean, Kerry Cash came on. Do we, you know, we don't want to lock in all the spots, because that's an area where we do need a good young prospect. I mean, that would be a draft possibility guy, you know, a tight end. So we'll have to wait and see.
What's your primary sales pitch to a quality free agent that you come here?
Well, I think
we're talking about what makes a free agent come to Chicago.
is knowledgeable enough about the NFL to know what type of football team we have. You know, even though our record is not one that you're sitting here with 9 or 10 wins saying we're one game away, I think if the guy understands what goes into this thing and goes across the board and evaluates all the players, he's going to see a lot of quality football players. And you know, we got the new facility which we can sell as far as a commitment there. And you know, I mean, if anybody's seen our San Diego game, they're all right.
And people stop paying attention at that junction. Sorry about that, Wadi, but 7 to 9 does that.
I eat on the pasta twice.
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people, have a tremendous time. At Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine, you'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink,
at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. You better get to Jackie's Hot Dogs, open past midnight 7 days. 2 Polish and fry, $5.69. Gyros plate with big fries, $8.59. Big Baby double cheese, $2.85. Tamales, Italian beef, pizza puff, shakes, chicken breast, onion rings, and more at 5415 South Pulaski. They have it all going on at Jackie's Hot Dogs. I highly recommend it. I eat there periodically. I love it. You should try it too. It's festive like a road playoff game. Not quite a Super Bowl. Some of the events like, I would say the Bulls deep into a conference final. That's the kind of excitement that Chicago has this week around the All-Star game. Fans from everywhere waiting for a glimpse of their favorite superstars. And the players, certainly from a media point of view, more than accommodating in a wonderful setup that Major League Baseball put on. And over the next weeks, we'll be giving you increments of the greatest stars that baseball has to offer. Let's take you inside for the first one.
You think, okay, that's killed my chances of being a starter?
No, I just...
It didn't?
I mean, you never know what's going to happen in the game. I lost 1-0. Even the players were saying, how can we not just get one run? I lost against them one time, and I lost against them the second time, just by 2 runs in 18 innings or so. And it's just one of the things, that's baseball, I mean, we almost end up tying it, in the top of the 9th with a line drive that Dahlbach hit down to first base and Carlos Pena's dove for the double play. I mean, if that would have went through, we probably could have gone 2 runs and that would have won the game, or tie the game, but it's just one of the things that's baseball, it was a good game.
I'm not familiar you are with that Cardinal lineup, but you will be by tomorrow night. 1, 2, 3 right out of the gate is all St. Louis players. Will you get any tips from anybody nationally wise on Renteria, Edmonds, Pujols, who a lot of people don't know a ton about?
Well, like Edmonds and I pitched against him not too far ago, a couple of years ago, but the other guys I haven't seen them, and Pujols also, for 5 years that I haven't been in the National League, I've been in the American League, and it's just all new hitters for me, and I just got to keep on learning and watching the games and go from there.
You probably heard a little bit about Pujols, so I imagine.
Yeah, I heard. I mean, you see it every time on TV. He's always on TV. On ESPN, he's getting a home run, getting 2 hits. But tomorrow's an All-Star game, and we all want to have fun. And I just want to do the best job possible, to get a 0 up on the board and go on from there.
You've gotten off to great starts before. Can you pinpoint what has extended you into July with the type of pitching that you always knew you were capable of?
Well, they always said, I had great stuff and I'm a good pitcher and stuff. And it's just one of the things that this year it's just been so different for me, with a new pitch, taking the game differently, of changing speeds, changing my velocities, my arm angles, and moving pitches in and out. And right now it's just been so great for me that it's been outstanding. And players, they come and tell me, and it's been great.
This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop. Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.